Welcome to the Loan Arranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn, and I am the Loan Arranger. Why do they call me the Loan Arranger? Good Lord. But yes, because I arrange loans. You know what? I've been in the mortgage business for 32 plus years. Matter of fact, I celebrated my 32nd year on March the 18th. What a glorious opportunity. You know, being in the mortgage business has allowed me to help so many folks get great information on mortgages, close and save literally hundreds of thousands of dollars when it comes to purchasing a home. You know, choosing the right mortgage is not as simple as you might think it is. You know, most mortgage companies just steer you in the right direction of what they think their product is or what they've been told to sell you instead of listening to your needs. If you want a real honest opinion on what you should do when it comes to a mortgage, should a 15-year be something you entertain? Should a 30-year be something you entertain? Well, it could be either way. It could be either way. But you know what? If you go with a 15-year loan, you've lost your options to go to 30. You'd have to refinance. If you go with the 30-year, you have the option still of paying it in 15. Well, but again, you get a little better rate if you go with a 15-year loan versus a 30-year loan. But what's right for you? You know, I have a client that I'm talking to right now. We're getting ready to close this transaction. Super excited. Second transaction I've done for this gentleman. And he called me up today and he said, you know what? I'm getting ready to sign my disclosures. I'm a little nervous because I might change and put more money down to reduce my payment a little bit. And I looked at his loan and I'm like, well, your debt ratio is fine. So he says, I know, but I might want to convert to a 15-year and put more money down. And I said, okay, that's great. You know, I have a 15-year mortgage on my house. Let's talk about what your personal situation looks like. You know, what does that look like for you? Are you financially secure right now? I mean, do you have enough money in savings that you're going to be comfortable in retiring on? He goes, well, no, of course I don't. I said, well, then why are we considering doing a 15-year loan right now when you don't have enough money in savings? Let's build up our savings, right? And think about this. Right now, you're making between, let's just say on the low end, 5% return on your money in the market, in the stock market right now, in mutual funds, 5 to 18%. Okay. Now, granted, some of you may call me up and go, no, I made like 28% last year. Yeah, so did I on some investments I did. On average, we probably made somewhere around 15 to 18%. Most of us did. Don't call me up and say, hey, look, I got Tesla stock and I made, 300% or, whatever. I'm just talking about in general. Anyway, so I advised him to stick with the 30. Don't put 20, put 10. He's got a great rate and the PMI is minimal, very minimal. And when we calculated how much more money he was going to need to put down, he would make more money keeping it in the market. Now, you look at that and you go, okay, well, I still like a low payment. Well, that's fine. You can have if you want to put more money down, you can do it. But once you put it down, you can't get it back out of a mortgage. You have to refinance it or you have to get an equity line. Well, an equity line is not going to be as attractive as an interest rate as your 30-year fixed or your 15-year fixed. So my point is every one of you are different. And it takes somebody to listen to you and understand what you have and what your ultimate goals are. Because when we were finished with this conversation, he goes, you know what, Bruce, you're probably right. I could keep investing in the market. I can keep my money in the market. I can make more money in the market than I can the interest rate that I'm paying on my new mortgage. So why wouldn't I do that? Well, you should do that. Now, let's just say that, first of all, that answer is not the answer you're always going to get from me. Every one of you are different. But let's just say the market shifts, and it will shift. We all know it's going to shift. I mean, everything does. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. That's a guarantee. But at some point, we're not going to make quite as much money in the market. There's going to be some corrections. You can write this down. I'm predicting there's going to be a major correction in tech stocks. So if you're heavily weighted in tech stocks, you might want to be careful of that. Okay. And then again, I think there's some new tech stocks coming out that I think are going to be really cool and you're going to make a bunch of money on it. But don't call me up. I'm not a stock advisor. I do this on my own for my own. I do my own research and anyway, keep your money in the market right now. When the market shifts and you're not making as much money in the market, then you can put more money down on your mortgage if you want to. Use it as a tool. But most of you get your 30-year fixed rate mortgage and you lock and forget about it and you don't do anything about it. I recommend, first of all, you should have a checkup no less than once every 2 years, and I like once a year. All my clients get a call from me once a year just to get a checkup, find out how you're doing, what do you need. You never know. Maybe you want to put an addition on. Maybe you want to buy another property. Maybe you want to keep the one you have and use it as a rental property. You know, you go to my class, my Retire as a Millionaire, where I show you how to retire as a millionaire in 20 years or less, $2.1 million in the bank, $15,000+ a month in income. That will be actually on April the 28th at 6 p.m. You have to register at webringyouhome.com. I'm the Loan Arranger. My job is to make sure that I'm guiding you in the right direction. Right? And I can tell you something. I'm a local guy. I'm not an internet guy. All right? I'm not an internet guy. If you don't believe me, ask my daughter. But here's what I am. I'm conscientious about the advice that you get. I'm conscientious about making sure you always have self-serving advice to you, not to me, not to the lender, not to the realtor, not to the builder, but to you. What is the right thing for you to do? And do you have an advocate that can keep you going in the right direction and give you the right information so you can make an informed, intelligent decision? Because you are different. You are unique. You have your own set of circumstances. I got one client sitting at my desk, and then, they're looking at maybe in 3-4 years, they got to put some kids through college. They don't know what they're going to do about that. We got to structure your mortgage and your assets so that you are safe when it comes to that. And don't get me wrong, I'm not structuring your assets, but I can guide you in the right direction for good people that can do that, people that help me as well. 407-706-3313. I'm the Loan Arranger, Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, 32 years in the business. I've closed more than 9,000 transactions, and I'm going strong, baby, having fun. It's been a crazy market, but I've got to tell you, I'm loving it. Let's talk a little bit about the market. What's going on right now? Is it still a good time to refinance? It's still a great time to refinance. Is it as good as it was in October through December? No, it's not. You missed that boat. But is it great? It's still awesome. I'm going to tell you, I predict that you're probably going to see rates in the mid-4s probably within the next 6 months, and probably even close to the 5s, if not higher, in the next 12 months. Why do I think that? Because it's got to go in that direction. It's not going back down again. The government was helping artificially deflate the price of interest rates. They were feeding the market. They're stuffing it full. Right now, we're going to have to deal with inflation. The government keeps giving out money. Somebody's got to pay for it. Guess what? Inflation, baby. Inflation's coming. You're going to see it. Well, look at your gas prices just since Biden's got into office. Come on, I'm paying 80 cents per gallon more today than I did just before the election. 80 cents per gallon. Oh, lumber up 300%. Okay? Labor going up. It's going to keep going up. Does that deter me? No. It's an amazing buying time. Matter of fact, I can promise you, if you buy a home right now, let's just say you bought a home for $350,000 right now. Things are going to keep going up when it comes to real estate. There's no way for them to go down. We're not going to hit a bubble. You're not going to see a giant influx of foreclosures and short sales. You're going to see some because of all the people. I told you, don't go into forbearance unless you lost your job, and they did it anyway. They're going to get themselves in trouble. Excuse me. And potentially that bank could take your property away and all that equity you got, because nobody's going to refinance you because you got no payments. You haven't been making any payments. Catch up. If you listen to anything I tell you on the show, catch up right now and get your mortgage caught up immediately. Call me at 407-706-3313. I'm the Loan Arranger. I'm here to help you. 407-706-3313, or visit my website at webringyouhome.com. Or you can check out my podcast on iHeartRadio, or you can check me out on Spotify, or you can go to my YouTube channel. Got a great YouTube channel. You want to watch this show on YouTube? You can see all the things that I do to screw up and all that, But here's the deal. I love helping people with their mortgage, and I'll always make sure I take great care of you. I'll guide you in the right direction of the right real estate agent as well. And when we come back from the next break, we're going to talk about real estate agents and how to choose the right real estate agent for you. Be back in 5 minutes. Welcome back to the Lone Ranger Radio Show with Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. I am the Lone Ranger. And prior to the break, we were talking a little bit about choosing the right real estate agent and what does a great mortgage lender bring to the table. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I'm applying for the job. I think that, and I'm going to tell you what, I'll back this up to anybody out there. I think that my team and I have the best mortgage and the best mortgage process in the business, bar none. I don't know any other mortgage company that's got more products, better products, and takes better care of their clients. Now, you could always shop around and say, oh, I found a little bit better rate or I found a little bit lower closing costs. At the end of the day, here's the truth. I'm going to tell you an industry secret, okay? Write this down. All mortgage companies have the same rate. They do. You might find one where their fees are a little lower, but the rate's a little higher, the rate's a little lower, their fees a little higher, but it all balances out. We're getting our money from mortgage-backed securities, guys and girls. It's all coming from the same pot of gold. We're just distributing it. So what's the difference when choosing a mortgage company? First of all, one that returns phone calls. Second of all, one that's going to guide you in the right direction. Third, one that's going to close on time. Fourth, one that's going to be honest with you and listen to you, not just tell you what you got to do. Those are all important things in any kind of product or service that you're buying. That's why I've been in business 32 years. That's why I'm one of the top producing loan officers, not only locally, but in the country. You can check out my stats. And I don't tell you that to impress you. I tell you that to impress upon you that you got to choose the right people. My results don't happen because I'm smarter than anybody else. Quite frankly, I'm probably less smart than most of them out there. The difference is that I care more. I care more about you. I want to make sure we get you to the closing table. I take this business very, very personally. Okay? They don't call me the Lone Ranger because I don't arrange loans. I arrange loans. That's what I do. That's what I'm good at. There's a lot of things I'm not very good at. You're better at your thing. I'm really good at my thing. But here's what I do different. I take care of my customers. I'm available to my customers. I return phone calls. I insist that my team returns phone calls. I return emails. I return texts. There's too many ways for me to communicate these days. Good Lord, it's tough to do, especially with an old guy like me. But I do it. And if I'm not good at it, I get people on my team that do it for me, just like you should. But it's called customer service. It's like, I've got a receptionist. You may not know what that is out there, all you young folks. It's somebody that answers and caters to the client when they call in to make sure they get to the right person and answer questions for them. That's what they do, and greet you at the door. You can come into my office. I'm right here on Fairbanks Avenue, 2729 West Fairbanks. Been here over 20 years. Over 20 years. I bought the building long time ago. I think my wife told me it was sometime around 98 or something like that. I've been in the same place. Why? Because I'm here for my clients. I got clients who call me up. They go, yeah, you did my loan for me like 18 years ago, and I'm wondering if you're still in the business. Yeah, I'm still in the business. Well, where can I meet with you? Well, I'm over at 2729 West Fairbanks. Oh, my God, that's where I went when I did my mortgage the first time. Back then we did a lot of in-person calls. Now people don't want to be in person. I like in person. I'm a very personable person. Is that redundant? Personable person? Well, either, if it doesn't matter. Hey, English was not my best subject. Math, pretty damn good. English, no bueno, okay? But here's the thing. You can count on me for sound advice. Now, before the break, I promised you I was going to tell you the secrets to selecting the right real estate agent. Now, here's the thing. Most of my business comes from great real estate agents. You may be listening to the show out there right now, all right? And believe me, my bread is buttered by my real estate agents that refer me. But I want to be honest with most of you out there. You're not doing a great job, okay? You're not doing a great job. You could do a better job. You think just by answering the phone and driving people around in your car is doing a great job? It's not doing a great job. Why do you think people need a real estate agent? I mean, come on, the internet's getting to the point where people can find the home on the internet. They don't think they even need a real estate agent. They think they can just find the home and go to one of these offer things and just buy it from there. First of all, the companies, these offer things and, listed whatever it is, I'm telling you, you guys are getting sold a bill of goods. It is very convincing commercials, but it is not the way. Listen, your real estate investment's your biggest investment. If you think they're going to give you the best price, these people are owned by hedge funds. They're smart. They know how to create commercials. They know how to make them look like you're getting the right deal. You ain't getting no right deal. All right, I got off track. I do that. My ADD. Choosing the right real estate agent. What is it that you really need in a right real estate agent? I'm going to tell you something. You need great communication. You need a great listener, okay? Most of you real estate agents out there think you're good listeners. You're not listening to your clients. They'll tell you what they want. It's so irritating when you're going out with a real estate agent and they're showing you properties that not really what you wanted. You got to listen. Not everybody's the same. Listen to that. Listen to the client. That's one of the big things. The other thing is that you got to be a master negotiator. You think that just driving around and making an offer on a property is the most important thing. It's the negotiation. That's what these people are paying you for. And, and here's the thing. You consumers out there that are listening to me, you know who you pick? You pick your friend's wife or your friend's husband or somebody that's your neighbor. You don't even do the research on knowing how good they are. And then you feel guilty if you don't pick them, and they're going to make $10,000 commission on your sale. And you're putting all that money in their hands. And you're not doing your research. Call somebody that's disinterested. Quite frankly, if it's a relative or somebody close, here's how you say this. Look, I would love to choose you to sell my home. I really would. But it's the biggest investment that I have. And here's the problem with me choosing somebody that I like is that I know how business transactions can go south. Even if they don't go south, if they're perceived to go south, I don't want a problem sitting on the other side of the turkey from you on Thanksgiving dinner. So out of all due respect, if you don't mind, I'd like to choose my own real estate agent. You can say that. Same with the mortgage lender. I mean, come on, you guys are, I had a client the other day. She came to me, was happy as can be. She left me because her son was a loan officer in North Carolina who referred her to somebody else. And they gave her bum advice. Then she get down to the wire, and now she had to come back to me, and I had to pick up all the pieces, and I'm hoping we can close this thing on time. But here's the thing. She waited and went down the garden path from her son, who now referred her to somebody that stunk. They were terrible. And then the appraisal came in all off, and it was a bad appraisal, and the lender doesn't return calls, and the processor's, arguing with the client. I mean, come on, you guys. Choose somebody that's got a proven track record, and it ain't your bank. There's another thing you guys fall for. Your bank is not your neighborhood friend, okay? They're not. They are there to take advantage of every opportunity that they can. Where do you think all the wealth is in this country? It's in the bank, and it ain't in your account. Don't choose a bank because you think it's convenient. Oh, yeah, they have all my information. They don't have all your information. They have your checking and savings account. They don't have all your information. Choose somebody that's going to look out for you. 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. I'm the Loan Arranger. You can go to my website and apply online at WeBringYouHome.com. You can attend any of my seminars, which I'm not charging for at this point, but I will be. I'm going to start putting a fee toward my Retire as a Millionaire because that thing is golden and you will make a ton of money. And right now I'm not charging anything for that. By the way, that is on April 28th, Wednesday at 6 p.m. That's a Zoom meeting. You also must register at WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. You're a real estate agent. You want to be a better realtor? I have a class tomorrow night at 10 a.m. Register at WeBringYouHome.com. I'll show you how to be a better realtor and be a better server to your clients. We'll be back in 5 minutes with Cleve Loveland of Loveland Properties. Welcome back to the Lone Ranger Radio Show with Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. I am the Lone Ranger, and you are listening to the Lone Ranger Radio Show. We're back now with Cleve Loveland of Loveland Properties. Cleve, thank you so much for bringing so much to the real estate community. I just can't thank you enough. You are one of the highest regarded real estate agents that I know, and I think, I tell you what, not only is your team amazing, but you are a master negotiator. And when you're looking for a real estate agent, that's what you want.
That's what you want, yeah.
Cleve, tell us a little bit about what is going on in the real estate market right now with inventory and sales.
This is what people got to remember when you're hearing real estate news, whatever news station you're listening to or wherever it's at. Listen to what they're talking about. Was it national? Was it Florida? This is a Central Florida update, and it's really good. Inventory. Well, it's a little tougher if you're a buyer, but you need to get into something. We'll talk about that in a bit. But inventory is half what it was last year. Inventory hasn't been this low, Bruce, in 15 years since we had a really good run on real estate. And what's stable about it, though, is we got great loans, great lending practices. Nobody's getting a house that shouldn't get a house. But the number of contracts each month, we're writing about 4,000 contracts, 3,500 to 4,000 contracts a month. That matches last year pretty good. And 2020 actually beat 2019 because of the interest rates dropping. And I guess people were stuck at home.
2020 beat 2019?
In Florida. Now, the Central Florida numbers, I think it might have been close. So, yes, it did. I like that. But the market is moving up steady, but we're not. That's the next question. Everybody's like, oh, my gosh, it's been great for 10 years. Real estate's been rising. Are we in a bubble? No. We've got limited supply, but we've got great loans. Nobody's getting a loan that shouldn't get a loan. The builders are limiting what they are delivering because they got supply chain constraints. They can't build enough houses fast enough. Now, they overbuilt in 2006 and 2007 and delivered hundreds,
that created problems.
Thousands of homes that people couldn't afford and thought they were going to flip them, and there was nobody to rent them. Central Florida is growing. Our population continues to grow. Now, we hear about people fleeing other states that are locked down. That's happening, but it's really not a lot of people. Most of my buyers and most of these houses you see selling in Central Florida, Bruce, I'd say probably 80% of them are other Central Floridians. 15% of them are other Floridians coming from other parts of Florida that are more expensive. And that 5% is that mix of people from other states relocating, international buyers.
We're starting to see a lot more New Yorkers coming down, New Jersey coming down to buy vacation homes and wanting to move here.
Yeah, and but that's not what's driving the market.
It's not.
It's a nice little icing on top or cherry on top, but the inventory is really good. The one thing I want to talk about is when you get ready to go on the market, sometimes you need a good team to help you, because I have some people that say, hey, your house is $350 and the sales, your neighbors are selling for $330. We can probably get $345, or we're in that range, but where are you going next? That's the next thing. We need to go pick out your other house. Can you buy without selling? Or we've got to be ready to move on that, because that's the tough part. People are scared of, where am I going to go? Because getting you sold is really not the problem in this market. It's what's your next step. And that's where I think my team does a great job, where we will find out, what's your goal? Or your goal is to downsize so the kids just went away to college, they can't move back in. You want to go from 3,900 square feet to 2,200. We can set that up, but how is that going to look? What's that process like? And I do that literally. I've done it thousands of times, and I help people with that, because I don't want to move you if it's not the right time for you. I don't want to move you if you're going to be, you're going to be scared. And it's a process. Believe me, we create a lot of havoc. People don't do this all the time. They usually do it about every 6 or 7 years. Right now, people are probably moving every 4 to 5 years because the interest rates are so low.
Florida's got is more transient. Typically, people move more frequently than they do in the northern states.
But that process is really important to me. And the other thing I really want to talk about and stress is getting the house ready to sell. Some people think they got a $400,000 house. They think they got to spend 50, 60, 70 grand to get it ready. No. Usually we're spending about 1 to 2% to stage a house. And that's usually in painting, maybe some old tired flooring. The front yard's really important. The front door is really important, but not renovating a kitchen, renovating a master bath. Unless you were like in the middle of the project and never finished it, yeah, we're going to need to do that. Decluttering is the cheapest thing out there. And
it really is.
And then if you learn, ask your kids to show you how to use Facebook Marketplace to get rid of that stuff. If you haven't touched it in a year or two, get rid of it.
Letgo.com.
Have you noticed the one thing getting built all over town, Bruce, as Orlando grows? Self-storage places.
Right.
What's really in there that people need?
I don't know.
So
I've got one.
Yeah, you do.
I have.
Of course
I have
you do.
storage.
Oh my God. Oh God.
Well, so. I actually use my storage for all of my event stuff for my office.
for the business. Yeah, for the business. So, but this is what's important about the process, because as a good realtor, I go into people's houses. This is what's going on in Central Florida. call me out to your house, I can tell you what's going on with you, what's happening. Show me your house and what's happening. I can show you what's happening in your subdivision, what's happening in the mile around you, what's happening with houses your size, what's happening if you're a 5-acre ranch with 3,000 square feet built 10 years ago. We can go over all that. That's what a realtor does for you. And what's the problem I see is, Bruce, that there's no more real estate 101. No. And I think almost half the realtors in town are on virtual brokerages where there's no real physical brick and mortar building, and there's no boss to say, stop doing that. Or, boss, how do I price this home? And there's no.
It's incredible the malpractice that I see out there in the real estate community. You got to choose.
It's just lack of training sometimes.
Well, Cleve, look, it's the greatest investment that any of us have is our real estate.
Yep.
And yet you are willing to put your trust in somebody that doesn't have the experience because you either like them or they were good enough to meet you or they're a friend of a friend and you don't know anything about them.
Yeah, and it's just very important. This is not something everybody does all the time, and that's why I go through an interview. When I go through an interview process with a seller or a buyer, we help them. We'll show them the qualifications and what to expect and how we're going to negotiate a better deal for you, how we're going to get you that dream home. So this is what we do at Loveland Properties.
Wow, love that.
I even got some Clint Eastwood sound effects here. Let me shut that off.
That's fantastic. Right. I love that. And that's what you get when you're working with a real estate agent that doesn't call you back. You kind of get the crickets, right?
Yeah. So it's very important. I just think this market is good. It's going to keep chugging along. We don't have an oversupply. We don't have some bad stuff coming down the pipe because you're going to see articles about, oh my gosh, there's so many people in forbearance from COVID. There's so many mortgages behind.
Well, the COVID forbearance thing's over on June 1st.
Okay.
So once that's done and we're moving
But that's still
forward.
not going to bring us a wave of foreclosures. It's just like in 2012, everybody's like, oh, no, the banks are sitting on shadow inventory. It never appeared. It's just it's the fake news grabbing at headlines, trying to get you involved in what they got going on.
I've been getting calls on people that think that the bank wants to go ahead and take their property from them and capitalize on their equity position. Well, I can tell you something. If you went into forbearance and you didn't need to go into forbearance, but you took advantage of it, even though your income physically didn't drop, then you may be up against a situation like that. But I'm going to tell you something. You get caught current. If you get caught current right now, if you take any advice from me, here's my prediction. Don't keep your mortgage in forbearance. Get out of forbearance. Make up everything. Like a lot of lenders are putting it on the back end of the loan, right? They're giving you a second mortgage on the back end of the loan. I'm just telling you, get current as fast as you can because the equity is yours. It's not the bank, and the bank doesn't want your property. They want you to pay mortgage payments. 407-706. I can't even remember my own number. Cleve, give me your number.
Cleve Loveland. Been selling houses in Central Florida for over the past 40 years. My family's been around doing that. 407-352-8118 or cleveloveland.com. Thanks for having me on, Bruce.
Yep, you're very welcome. And if you want the Loan Arranger can always be reached at his office, or you can reach me at on my cell phone, 407-706-3313, 407-706-3313. Or you can go to WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. That's how you reach the Loan Arranger. So listen, I'm going to tell you something. You want to pick a lender that's got all the programs that you could possibly want. All the programs you could possibly want. 407-706-3313. Write that number down. That's my phone number. I'm here to help you. That's what I will commit to you, that I will be your client, and we'll make sure we get you to the closing table smoothly and on time. And I want to thank Cleve Loveland again. If you ever need a great real estate agent, 407-352-8118 or cleveloveland.com. Great real estate agent.
Thanks, Bruce.
Yep. Or apply online at WeBringYouHome.com. By the way, Cleve and I do a podcast. We're on iHeartRadio. We're on Spotify. We're on Instagram. We've got my radio show here. We do a joint radio show on a sister station or an opposite station. I can't give that name out, but you can check us out on our website. You can find us there. So we've got 2 radio shows on 6 stations. I mean, come on. And a podcast, and a Spotify, and iHeart.
And we're out grinding it out.
And we're grinding it out
6
every
days
day,
a week,
right?
just about.
Right? We're peddling real estate. So But I promise you, we'll always give you sound advice. 407-706-3313 or WeBringYouHome.com. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Welcome back to the Lone Ranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn. I am the Lone Ranger. Thank you so much for listening to my show. I hope that you're finding it informative. My job is to save you a ton of money when it comes to buying a house or getting a mortgage. Now, I'm not in the real estate business. I'm in the mortgage business, but my job is to make sure that I help guide you in the direction so that you can get a great mortgage and always save the most amount of money. I've been in the business for 32 years. I've closed well over 9,000 transactions. I'm one of the top-rated lenders in the country, let alone locally, and I am accessible. I mean, I'm applying for you to call me. I'm applying for the job. I want your next mortgage. I want to help you. I want to help your family. I want to help your friends. I want you to consider me to be your mortgage guy. That's what I want. And the only way for me to get that is to earn it. And the only way for me to earn it from you is for you to give me a call and let me prove to you that the financing options that I give you, the level of service that you get from me at CrossCountry Mortgage is beyond any other mortgage company that you could ever deal with. And I know there's some good lenders out there, but I'm going to tell you something. One thing they aren't me, and they're not there to help you. I'm accessible. You can come into my office. You can meet with me. You can call me. I return phone calls. That's right. I return phone calls. Well, our last segment, we talked a little bit about choosing the right real estate agent, what real estate agents need to do to add more value to you. Then we interviewed Cleve Loveland of Loveland Properties. I do have a sister radio show that I do with him on Saturdays at noon on a different network. But I'm going to tell you something. Choosing the right real estate agent is so much bigger than what you realize, because your biggest investment is in your real estate. And I'm going to tell you something. I think a lot of people they pick their neighbor, they pick their friends, they pick their wife's best friend, their husband's ex, frat buddy, and it's just not the right pick, man. I'm telling you, you're putting too much at stake. You're way too much at stake. So don't call me at 407-706-3313. I'll connect you with the right real estate agent in your area, because you can't call me up and go, hey, Bruce, who do you recommend that I use for a real estate agent to list my house? Well, it might be Cleve. It might not be. It might be somebody else. And in a lot of cases, it very well could be somebody else, depending on where you want to buy. Right? Now, Cleve and his team cover most of Florida, but I got great people I've got great people in Claremont. I got great people in Groveland. I got great people in Davenport. When I say great people, they're people that I like and trust that will take care of you and negotiate like crazy people to make sure you get the right deal and to cater to you. Man, I mean, I got Hank Kendall with KW over in Oviedo area and Mariana Wartella and Mario Gomez out there. He's my realtor that I like to use out in Haines City in that area. Great folks in Davenport and over by the beach. I got Stephanie Turco over in the Daytona Beach area. And some of these work for big companies. Some work for little tiny brokerages. It doesn't matter to me. What matters is what you're getting out of it. You call me at 407-706-3313. I'm the Lone Ranger. I'll guide you in the right direction. I'll make sure you get the right people. I'll make sure they take care of you. Okay? That's what it's all about. Taking good care of you. 407-706-3313. I want to talk a little bit about construction lending because it's super popular. So here's the reason my construction perm loan is the most popular loan in the country right now. I mean, it is all the rage. Here's why. So many of you that want to buy a home right now are up against multiple offer situations. And I do have a way for you to win in a multiple offer situation. You just call me. I'll put you on my fast track program. We'll get you that house. 407-706-3313. Or just apply online at WeBringYouHome.com. Okay, so you don't want to be in the multiple offer situation, right? There's 5 to 15 offers on the same property. They're coming in at $25,000 over price and waiving the appraisal contingency. It's crazy, but it's not going to get better. Those houses will be worth that extra money in 3 months from now. They will be worth that money. So you'd overpay today, but it's going to be worth it tomorrow. Problem is you got to come out of pocket with more money, and maybe that's right for you. The second option would be to buy new construction, like production built homes. Okay. My favorite, all-time favorite production builder, Hanover Family Builders. Go to my website at WeBringYouHome.com, and I'll connect you directly to Hanover Family Builders. But even them, they can only sell like 6 to 9 properties a month because they can't build them fast enough. They can't get material fast enough, and prices of material going up. They don't know what to price them at, so they're going to limit their sales. So's the DR, the Hortons, the Lennars, all the big builders, the Meritages. Okay, great builders. They're servicing our need out there and being able to help with the shortage of inventory that we have out there. But then some of you don't want to buy a production home. You don't want a house where you can't even put a jet ski in the side yard. There's not enough room, and the HOA wouldn't let you do it anyway. So you may want to buy and build your own home. Well, why don't you build your own home on your own piece of property? That's right, your own piece of property. So, all right, so I've got an amazing construction perm loan. You find your lot, I pay off the lot in the construction loan, I hook you up with a great custom, semi-custom builder, and you're good to go. I mean, you get exactly what you want. You got enough room, you can go out there and you can yodel in the side yard and your neighbor doesn't have to look at you, right? Okay, it's, you guys, the properties that we buy these days are getting smaller and smaller property. Buy and build these jumbo houses on these little tiny lots. What do you want that for? It's not for everybody. It's for a lot of you. Don't get me wrong. I'm not discouraging that for those of you that want that. Not one bit. I'm just saying that you need a little bit of room to breathe for some of you. You got a boat you want to park in the side yard. You maybe in the landscaping business and you want to put your trailer in the side yard. Okay. And all these are options. So if you want to entertain building on your own lot or finding a lot and building on it, most banks that do construction perm, and there's only a few of them around, okay, that do good construction perms. Most of them are 2-time close, meaning you got to close 2 times, twice as much cost. Okay, I have 1-time close. 1-time close. I'll guarantee your rate when we go to closing all the way through, even though the house isn't even started yet. Guarantee the rate. Guarantee the rate. And if you lost your job somewhere along the line, your transaction's still fine. I've already closed the loan. It's the best construction perm in the market. Most banks want 20% down. Okay, perfect credit. All right, lots of reserves, 2-time close. Some of them might have a 1-time close, okay? I have 10% down if you got really good credit. I've got FHA loan, 5% down. Like, I can go to a 680 on a FHA construction perm. Show me anybody that's got that. VA, 5% down VA. 5% down VA. Nobody's got VA construction perm. If you're a veteran, you want to build on your own home, Don't wait around. Call me at 407-706-3313. I'm the Lone Ranger. 407-706-3313 or WeBringYouHome.com. WeBringYouHome.com. Quit messing around. Let me help you out. We can do this. We can get this done. It's a great product. It's a great product. If you're a real estate agent, you can help people find lots and you can get paid on the construction of the house too. There's opportunities for all of you out there. Okay, if you're a small builder and you're looking for more clients that you can help, I will vet you. If you fit into my category, if you fit into what I look for when I'm looking for quality builders, then maybe we can do some business. Maybe I can help you. I refer probably 4 or 5 transactions a week to different builders around Central Florida. 407-706-3313. I'm the Lone Ranger. My name is Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger. 407-706-3313 or WeBringYouHome.com. Thank you so much for joining my show this week. I really enjoyed having you. I hope that you call me and save my number.